All right, everybody, welcome back. Good late morning. Hope you guys are doing well today. And we've got a game to talk about later today. And we've also got a little bit of news concerning how I'm going to cover this game because you guys know what I like to do with these Husky games, and tonight we're not going to be able to do it. So let's break it down here real quick. So before I start talking about this game at all, the Rutgers Scarlet Knights coming to visit the Washington Huskies at 6 p.m. tonight. You guys know that I like to do live watch-alongs of the games on stream where I turn the stream on, I do play-by-play, I talk about the game, and people come hang out with me in the chat, and we have good discussions about what's going on with the Huskies. We talk about other things sometimes. So you guys have probably figured out by now the pattern I like to have with these Huskies, but tonight there will be no stream. And there are two reasons for that. Number one is I'm sick. I'm not feeling well. I don't want to sit on camera for 3.5 to 4 hours. And also, there's a very important Mariners game tonight on at about the same time. So I don't want to be sick, stream the Huskies game, and flip back and forth between a baseball game at the same time. So put it all together, and somebody upstairs clearly wants me to not stream this game. So I'm just not going to do it. Well, we should be back on our typical schedule next week for the next Huskies game. But for this week, there will be no stream. I'll do probably a post-game video later tonight. Maybe I'll do it tomorrow. Who knows? Obviously, Saturday is for the Seahawks pregame. I prefer to save it for that. But we'll see. We'll see. Again, my college football stuff doesn't get nearly as much attention as the NFL stuff, so I don't think anybody will terribly mind. But I am not well right now, and I am hoping that I feel better soon, but I do not feel better today. Not really anyway. So let's hope that the team can win without me doing the watch-along stream. Now, as for this game against Rutgers, it should be a win. It's not a layup at all. Rutgers has been okay so far this year. They beat their first three opponents, which were kind of sort of layups. And then they've gotten in two very close games over the last 2 weeks and lost to better opponents like Minnesota. Minnesota's not a great team, but they are clearly a Division I team. They're a team that brings some good things to the table here. They've got a really good running back this year. They're a legitimate Division I team. They're not by any stretch one of these softies that you schedule in the first couple weeks of the season so you get a preseason game or a glorified preseason game. So Rutgers is okay, but they are traveling across the country for this game, playing it at night, which for them feels very late, so we should have the advantage there. Should be kind of the opposite of the Maryland game, where we play that game against Maryland last week, and we have to travel across the country, and I think you saw some of the negative effects of that, where that Maryland team was able to take advantage of Washington coming out very, very flat for really about 2 hours there. It was like a 2-hour period where the team just couldn't do anything right. They couldn't get off the field on third down. They couldn't get any pressure. They couldn't move the ball. And then they wake up with about 20 minutes left to go win the game. So this game should be the opposite effect. You're playing at home in front of your crowd. You're playing a team that has traveled a tremendous distance to get to where they are. And I don't think Rutgers is as good as Maryland. So you should be able to win. Rutgers, they have a good offense. Kalakmanis, and I'm probably mispronouncing that name. I'm sorry if I am. Kalakmanis has been really good for them. They've had good quarterback play so far this year. They don't run the ball great. Their running game is okay. It's definitely substandard. So it's a little bit one-dimensional, but that's the same thing I thought of Maryland last week, right? And quite often with these teams that are one-dimensional and mostly a threat to pass, what you have happen a lot is that you get them into third and long, and then they convert the third and long. And that's what happened last week for a lot of that game against Maryland. And that's what I'm hoping to avoid this week. So it sounds like we're going to get some of our injured players back, but not all of them, which that helps a lot. But if we don't have Durfee and we don't have Davis, and I don't know what's going on with those two guys right now. The Huskies have been pretty careful about releasing information about those two guys, it feels like. I don't know. I don't know what to expect from this game. Those are obviously your two main guys when it comes to pass defense, but I uh I would expect to win regardless. Even if those guys are out, even if our offensive linemen are out, even if all those guys end up sitting or end up being ineffective for this game, I would still probably expect to win because it's football, people get hurt, and if you're a good team, which Washington is trying to prove they are, then you take care of business in a game like this. Now, their defense has been good so far this year, not that they've played against great competition. The better teams they played against have been pretty good offensively, though not great. So it's not like their defense is a sieve, but after a really weird game last week, I do expect Washington to kind of have a little bit of a bounce back here and play well the whole game rather than just play good the last 20 minutes. So expecting big things from Demond Williams, expecting Jonah Coleman to control the game, expecting the things that we've come to expect from this squad. And that's really about all I can say about this Rutgers team. It feels like they haven't really been tested in the right way yet. And while they are on a 2-game losing streak, both those games were close. So it's hard to get a real feel for how good Rutgers really is. They beat their cupcakes, and they're 0-2 in Big Ten play since it started. So I don't really know what else to say, except I do not feel good. I am sick. I want to go to sleep. I want to go do things that are not me sitting in front of my camera and talking about sports. So I will see you guys later today. There will be other videos later today. Probably a Mariners video one way or the other. Probably a Huskies video one way or the other. And hopefully today doesn't go really, really bad for me outside of being sick. So yeah. Once again, there will be no stream tonight. I will not be streaming. Look for a post-game video after this game's over, which should be around 9:30 or 10. But we're going to have to miss a stream for the first time in a few years. I think this is the first time I've missed a Husky stream since the game where Penix set the franchise record, or not franchise, but the program record for passing yards against, I want to say Arizona. I think it was Arizona. I missed that one because I was at a Mariners game that day. And, if the Huskies can mount a similar performance to that in this game, then I won't mind missing the stream so much, I guess. That would be fun to watch. All right. Everybody have a good rest of your day. Bow down to Washington. Hoping for the win. Hoping they can move to 5-1. Hoping they can start making a move on maybe being ranked. Maybe being even talked about as a potential playoff team, even if I don't think they'll make it. And yeah, that's really about all you got. So the Washington Huskies, let's move to 5-1. Let's get it. See you guys soon, and bow down.